Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's December 2nd, 2022, and I have got so much mail this week. I am very, very happy. I thought I was doing pretty well. Mail was coming into the mailbox, and then I went to the P.O. box today and checked, and it was full. People are using my P.O. box. I appreciate that so much, and I'm now getting my official Postcrossing sent to that P.O. box as well. So it is a wonderful surprise to go in there. I got 35 things show up this week, and 16 of them were official from Postcrossing. So I'm getting a big bunch of backlog, I guess, of cards all showing up at the same time. Before I had more sent than I had received. Now that has flipped over. I've got more received than sent. So I will be able to rate a bunch of things, I am sure. This weekend, some of my cards are arriving in their places, so that's going to be fun to do. As you can see, it's dark. Normally, I would have this video out earlier today, but Christmas has shown up. This week at work has been crazy. I've been doing 2 and 3 trips a day to get all the parcels and mail out. We start Sunday delivery this week, so I'll be working 6 days a week for a little while to get things going. And on top of all that, my son has been in the Hoops Classic, which is a local basketball tournament of high schools that come from around the province. We even have 2 from out of province, 1 from Ontario and 1 from Nova Scotia that are playing in the tournament. So far, he's had 4 games and 2 wins, 2 losses. So he's not going to be in a gold medal game tomorrow, but hopefully he'll get 1 more win tomorrow with whoever he plays in the morning. So as a result, he had 2 games today, and so I went from being busy at work to running to the gym to see him play, and then going to another gym to be at the second game. So we're having an evening one tonight. So if you don't get to watch it today and you see it tomorrow, then I apologize for you not getting to see it on the Friday, but I am going to get it out on Friday. So that's where we'll go. But let's start with all this. Of course, we'll start with the official ones that have come in, and I've got a lot to talk about. So sit back. You can pause it now if you want. Go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom. This is going to be a longer video because there's a lot of mail here. The first one is really funny, and funny because, one, it's a really cool Star Wars card. Love this one. Empire Strikes Back reference here with the AT-AT or AT-AT, depending on your vintage, what you call it, and the snow speeder going up above. But what's really interesting about this card that comes from Carmen is that Carmen lives in Rimouski in Quebec, and she's originally from Bathurst, New Brunswick. So originally when I read it, I thought that she was from Bathurst, and I thought, wow, I got an official postcard from someone within New Brunswick, and I'd never had that happen before. I guess I still haven't. So she's from Quebec. I think I have had a registered one from Montreal before in Quebec, but not a lot of Canadian postcrossers have I gotten their addresses yet for. So whatever the reason for that, who knows? But there are the stamps that Carmen put on it, and I'm glad to hear that she's originally from New Brunswick as well. Hopefully all is well, and she gets to see this on YouTube. All right, the second one comes from Finland. And I'll show you the card this way. It is a map of Finland, but all made out of Finnish stamps. And this comes from, I don't see a name on it. Unfortunate. Nope, I don't see a name on it. Sorry about that. But he did include those stamps on the back. And he says, I hope these stamps are new to you. At least they are not very common here in Finland. Winter is here and a little bit of snow. We'll wait for more. So we don't have snow yet. Oh, actually, we have very mild temperatures. It's going to be 9 degrees tomorrow. They're calling for more rain. Today was dry. It was 2 or 3 degrees, but it's green outside. There's no sign of snow yet. Here we're in December. We had a week or 2 ago, maybe a week ago, there was a little bit of snow came down, and it was on the ground for a very short period of time before it all melted and went away. And that's all we've had so far. So we'll see what happens. But thank you for the card from Finland. Get it going the right way here. Very cool. All right, the next card also comes from Finland. It comes from Tomi. We have a train card. And there is the stamp on the back. And he says his life's pretty much in order. He's fit as a fiddle. He loves his wife, looking forward to Christmas and spending quality time with his dearest. All the best. I think that's such a great sentiment to write. It was so nice to read that. So thank you so much, Tomi, for this. And hopefully you enjoy a great holiday break with your wife. The next one is a Star Wars card. It comes from the United States. And this comes from Millie. Millie has seen my YouTube channel and thanks me for my Postcrossing ambassador on it as a postal carrier, so that's really cool. She actually puts on a quote from Lord of the Rings. It says, "As Sam told Frodo, even darkness must pass. A new day will come, and when the sun shines, it will shine out the clearer." So thank you, Millie, for the Star Wars card. The nice sentiments that even the darkest days, you're going to see light again. And there are the stamps. There's another one that comes from the United States, comes from Illinois, and this one made me laugh. And this says it's the Beatles, an obscure Liverpool rock and roll band of very little note or influence. And this comes from the Encyclopedia of Sarcasm. So made me laugh seeing that and hearing that too. So her name is Becky, and she thought this is a funny card and wanted the video. You watched one of my videos today, was looking forward to seeing her card in the video in the future. But one of the things she does say, which is very important, is if you're sharing this on your channel, could you please mention cancerfighters.com. It's an online community where I work. It's to offer support and community for cancer patients, which I think is a fantastic cause. I haven't gone and checked out the website yet, but anyone that is supporting and helping cancer survivors beat that horrible disease, I'm all in favor of it. So if you're doing work, Becky, for that, good on you for it. For all of us that have friends, family that are struggling and fighting the good fight against cancer. All right, moving on. This one is from France. It is a cute hedgehog picture looking at his reflection in the water. It is written in French, and it says, this is like one of the creatures that she sees every night in her garden that likes to eat the nutrition that's there. And then she's retired, and she lives in the southeast of France. So there we go. And there are the stamps. Sorry, I got lost in reading it and translating it in my head, and it's late at night, so things are starting to get lost a little bit, so I do apologize for that and anything that may get messed throughout the evening here as I'm going through this. I have another card from France. I normally don't get too many cards that come from France, so it's amazing to get a few of them start showing up, and I really love this one here. This is a beautiful image. This comes from Melanie. She says that she saw on my profile that I can speak French, and thought that she would write in French too. She's 18 years old. She lives in the northern part of France, and she's even gone and checked out my YouTube channel and enjoyed it. So thank you so much, Melanie, for checking out the YouTube channel. Hopefully you'll get a chance to see this video, see your card on the YouTube channel with your stamp there on the back. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Melanie. And happy Postcrossing to you as well. The next card comes from Germany, and it's a Tausendschein postcard. It's a Christmas version too, so we're starting to get Christmas cards. Love that. I love this card too. It's fantastic. You've got Santa Claus, or Father Christmas, or Pal Noel, however you may call him wherever you are in the world. And it says that he loves nature, and he loves the mountains where he likes to go hiking and taking pictures. And his name's Hans. There is the official Postcrossing stamp that Germany got this year. We're going to see a couple of those in this video, and I continue to support the Canada needs to get a Postcrossing stamp as well. Germany, good on you for putting one out. Here's another card that comes to us from Germany, and this comes from Simone, and this talks about the post-crossing stamp that Germany has gotten, and on the back there we have the post-crossing stamp that we just saw on the other card too. So the more cards that send them out, I think the better. If if they're successful, countries are going to put more of them out. Excuse me. This card wanted to go for another trip down to my floor though this time, so it was a quicker trip to get back. You know what? These cards have been taking 12 to 15 days to get to me. That's fantastic. This card I showed you that came from Rimouski, Quebec, took 12 days to get me. 12 days to get from Rimouski, Quebec, which isn't very far, to Moncton. Something happened. That card went on a trip. If I can get a card from Germany in 12 days, I should get a card from Rimouski in 2, maybe 3 at the most. But that's all right. Anyways, moving on. Here's another card from Germany, and it's actually depicting the Toro, the Spanish emblem flag we're going on here. And sorry, Barbara is in Germany. She sent this to me. There, she's got the official post-crossing stamp again. So we're 3 for 3 from Germany on that. She asked if I've done any Christmas decorating. I haven't yet. Kind of waiting. This weekend, hopefully, we'll get some outdoor lights up at least. The inside, we're waiting till my daughter gets back from university before we really decorate too much on the inside, like go and get the tree and everything that goes around that. We have started an advent calendar. We have a little truck that we, every day, there's a little drawer in it that the kids can slide out and take something. My son is the only one that's here to do that, so he's doing it all by himself. My wife, when she was up in Montreal, bought a little advent thing. So Dea is getting a chance to do an advent, and she's done it to mark how many days until she comes home, rather than how many days till Christmas. So that's kind of nice too. All right, the next one came in an envelope. And you know what's strange about this envelope? There's no stamp on it. This comes from the Netherlands. It made it all the way from the Netherlands with this in the corner. And I don't know what this is, but there's no postage. So that's exciting. Inside was this card. And she said hope that our family is doing well. You've seen the YouTube channel. That's great. She didn't have any cards from my wish list. Lena is the person that sent it. When I put things on the wish list, I put them as a recommendation in case people are really struggling to think, what do I send a person? That's what I put on the list. But what I really want is whatever you want to send. So if this is a good luck St. Patrick's Day card or good luck in general card, I really enjoy this. So thank you, Lena, for thinking of this. Thank you for checking out the YouTube channel. And I hope that your cozy little town that you say that you're in is doing well and you're getting ready for the holidays and whatever that means to you. So, thank you. I'll put that back in there. I have another one that comes from Germany. You can see these aren't in any specific order other than these are all official cards. I have another hedgehog card here coming through, and we have another official post-crossing stamp on there as well. It says that when she was young, this is Sonia, she wanted to be a postwoman, but sadly she did not work out and she works in an office now, but it's okay. Maybe that's where my love for post-crossing comes from, and I'm always happy when a new card is in my mailbox. Sonia, I agree with you. I am always happy when there's another piece of mail, something else I can talk about, a new picture I can see, a new story I can learn about. It's all fantastic. So thank you, Sonia, for sending that to me. The next one is a nice little hedgehog again, and this one comes from the United States. There are the stamps. And he says, I didn't realize there were hedgehogs in Africa. There are none on this continent. Wild, as far as I know, anyways. If you'd like to see some cancel stamps, let me know. So I'm always in the mood for stamps if they come through. So I appreciate these cancel stamps, but if you have more, feel free to send it on. This looks like it's from a Christie. So thank you so much for that. And yeah. I agree, there are no hedgehogs here in North America in the wild, but we do have one in captivity in our house. hate to say captivity, but he's our pet, so I guess if we put him outside, he probably would run away rather than stay here. I don't know. It's sad to think that, so we're gonna love him inside our house anyways. All right, this next card comes from Portugal. There is the Portuguese stamp. And it says, hello from rainy Portugal. My name is Tatiana, and I am from the brave Ukraine. Oh, keep up the good fight. But she's lived in Portugal for 15 years. She's an audiologist, and her boyfriend and her are obsessed with Lego. Me too. Last month, they opened a Lego shop in Portugal, and always big fan of Star Wars. Hope you like the postcard. I do like the postcard. I do support all of the Ukrainians out there that are fighting the good fight to keep freedom alive in their country. And I'm sure that whether you are out of the Ukraine now or there or wherever, your heart's still with your natural country. So we're all thinking about you guys. So thank you. And enjoy Lego. Hopefully you find some cool sets, maybe get something for Christmas, and things will go well from there. All right, the next one is an envelope. It comes from Poland. You see all the lovely stamps that are on the envelope. And inside, we have this mailboxes of the world. There's the Canadian mailbox right there. So it says, all the stamps for your dad, the rest of the little things are for you. She's a physiotherapist, an educationist, and works with children, and that's why I love silence after work. No music. Greeting from Mariola. So thank you so much for that. I am showing you the postcard. I am not showing you the other things yet. I will do that in the subsequent video because there is a few envelopes that have come through, and this is already a long video, and I haven't even gotten to the friend swaps yet, just getting through officials. This is the last official one, and this comes from the Nomad Postcrosser. If you have read the comments on some of my videos before, his name is Eric. He is originally from North Carolina, I do believe, and he is now in Portugal, and he pulled my address. So he's a follower or a subscriber of the channel. And so it's amazing that he actually pulled my address, so the chances are pretty slim to do that. So he did a lot of really cool things here. I'm gonna save some of this stuff because there's a bunch of things in this envelope I want to show you after. I'm gonna show you some of the postcards he sent though. Excuse me. So we have this one, nice Palace postcard, and on the back we have a matching stamp that's been canceled. So he's gone to the effort of writing on this postcard, finding one, putting a stamp, getting it canceled. Now remember, he sent it in this envelope, so he didn't need to do that. So I do appreciate that. We have this other one, interior of it, and the stamp as well. And then we have flags of the world. I don't have too many flags of the world, so it's nice to get another one here. And another stamp, canceled. So thank you, Eric, so much for doing this. I hope you're having a fabulous time on all your trips and all the cool things you get to see. Thank you for commenting on my videos. Thank you for sending this. There is a note inside of it that kind of explains everything. So in one of these subsequent videos, I am going to go into this more detail and show you the other things that Eric sent. But we're going to stick to the mail for right now. All right, so that's all the official. Let's get to the unofficial stuff that came through the friend swap. This first one, we have a fishy postcard, and this comes from the United States. This actually comes from Washington, the United States. This comes from Shelby. She was the winner of my little contest that I had a few weeks ago, and I sent a card to her, and what she did is she sent me a card back. That's not normally what you do in a contest, but I do appreciate it, Shelly, that it says Shelly at the bottom and Shelby at the top. Which one is it? You're watching, so if you're watching this particular video, let me know which one it is. Maybe it says Shelby at the bottom too. All right, we're going with Shelby. But I appreciate it. I thank you for the gesture for it. And guess what? I'm going to send you another one back. So we're going to keep this going. All right, so put that aside. moving on to the next one. This is another one, another Tausendschein postcard that showed up. This is the second time I've gotten a card from this person, and this is Erin. She's from Colorado. She says she woke up to a freshly fallen snow on the ground this morning, and this is the first time turning on the heater in their house. The heat is on in our house, but no snow. There are the stamps. And I love this card, love it. Erin, you're watching these videos because you're sending me cards. If you ever want a card back, you have to let me know your address in Colorado so I can do so. Otherwise, thank you so much for sending these cards. All right, this next one comes from Lila in the United States, and she went to a Postcrossing meetup. So there you have a beautiful lakefront. I'm not sure if the Postcrossing meetup was close by to this area or in a building nearby. Anyways, there on the back you can see all the people that were in attendance, all their stamps and things. This is Lila here, and the forever stamp that she's used. So thank you, Lila, for that. Hopefully you had a fabulous time at the meetup. This next one is a beautiful Christmas mailbox, and this comes from the United States as well. This comes from Kara, and it says, thank you so much for your latest postcards. I had so much fun decorating. You can see how she beautifully decorated these wax seals. There are a couple of people that use them. It's one of the things I've been thinking about, haven't gotten into it yet, but would love to have a That Dad Guy wax seal. That would be cool. So we shall see, maybe at some point. This next one comes from Smokey, and you may be watching his videos on YouTube. It's Snail Mail with Smokey. He does good things, so you'd have to check him out. Happy Thanksgiving. So the American Thanksgiving was just last weekend. Canadian Thanksgiving was in October, but it's nice to have a Thanksgiving card. I don't have too many of those. And there we have some peanut stamps and the rabbit stamp. There's Smokey's logo there at the bottom, and we got a turkey, and we got a BB-8 from Star Wars. So thank you so much, Smokey. All right, this next one, it comes from Steffi in Germany. We have another hedgehog. People seem to think I like hedgehog cards. I guess I do. But it reminds me, I watch Fernando. I'm sure you guys watch Fernando too in Portugal, and he gets cat postcards all the time. Lots and lots of cat postcards. I am happy to have a variety of cards. So as much as I enjoy polo and enjoy hedgehogs, I'm glad I don't get hedgehog postcards all the time. I like to have the variety. But thank you for a winter scene with polo, with a hedgehog. Snow and hedgehogs don't normally go too much together because they like warm areas. And when it gets snow, they like to hibernate. So he said this is her first winter Christmas postcard for the season. Excuse me. There you have the stamps from Germany. So thank you, Steffi, for that. Thank you for sending off one of your first Christmas postcards of the season. All right, this is a new first-time swap card I've received. Comes from Brazil. Excuse me. This comes from Gabriel. He's 27 years old. He lives in the southeastern region of Brazil. And he found Postcrossing from watching my videos. So that's fantastic. I love that my YouTube channel has reached out to faraway places such as Brazil and has encouraged people to go into Postcrossing. There are the stamps. So Gabriel, I really appreciate that, the sentiments that go on with that as well too. It means so much that you've reached out and that my channel meant enough to you to check out Postcrossing and that you really enjoy it. So thank you. And thank you from all the people that work in the mail rooms or the mail carriers or whatever postal systems you have in your country. We all appreciate whenever more people write letters. Here's another Christmas card, winter mailbox, and all the animals that are around it. This comes from Jilly B of Jilly B Living Her Life Her Way in the United Kingdom. She got to writing her Christmas postcards. There's the Christmas stamp and the stickers and washi tape and all her beautiful decorations that she normally puts on her cards. So thank you, Jilly, for getting one of those Christmas cards out to me. I appreciate it. This one comes from Steffi again in Germany. And so So we have a hedgehog with an apple. He says, before the winter and Christmas time begins, I thought I could send you this hedgehog postcard. So this card was mailed out before the last one I showed you, which was Christmassy. There are the stamps. And they just got crisscrossed somewhere along the way, so when they receive them. All right, this one comes a little bit more local. It says, don't keep calm, it's almost Christmas. So some people have the panic season of Christmas that you got to get out and buy, you got to get out and decorate. There's always a little bit about that. This comes from Helen in Prince Edward Island. You've been watching my channel. She sends me things from time to time, and I appreciate that, Helen. There's the beautiful cardinal stamp that came out in the series of bird stamps. There was 3 different ones, one domestic, one US, and one international stamp that came out. So thank you, Helen, for that. While we're up here, she's in Cuba right now, so hopefully she's having a fabulous time in great weather. Thank you, Helen. All right, these are from people you may, or a person you may have remembered from before. It's all about the food in Deutschland. This actually comes from Ross. Ross is from Canada, but is away working, and it was in Germany when he sent this card with this particular stamp. Looks like lots of yummy things there and some things to wash it down with too. He wasn't done, as he normally isn't. Here's one from the Nuremberg. And when I think of Nuremberg, I think of the ring for racing cars, for checking how the automobiles are going to do on the Nürburgring. But that's not what this is. This is just a beautiful city of all the different things you might see around, and sights you might see, and the same stamp. It's the same stamp on all the cards, and I say all the cards because there's a third one. We have this one here, also Nuremberg. He says, there's a fantastic Christmas market here, although he's about 3 weeks too early to enjoy it. So maybe he has seen it in the past. So thank you so much, Ross, for thinking of me while you're off working and sending some cards that I can put on the channel. So thank you very much. We have another Christmas card coming. This one comes from Anita in Austria. We have all the red Santas and the one green one. She says, I'm the one green one. I don't know if it's because he's bald or because he's got a white beard like all the other ones. So mine's getting kind of white there. And I need to shave a bit more too because this part's growing in. And I want to keep it a little bit closer cut. There are the stamps. Thank you so much, Anita, for that, and adding to the Christmas cards. This one comes from Lewis in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates, another Christmas card. It says, Pakita and he wish a Merry Christmas from Dubai to all my family here, including Polo. And there are all the beautiful decorations on it, the space stamp. All sorts of Christmas things and the nutcracker. So thank you so much, Lewis, for that. All right, this next one comes in an envelope. And you can see the stamps there. They're Indian stamps. And we have this beautiful depiction of a scene in India. This comes from Neeraja, 20 years old, living an explored life. He loves to read, write poetry, watch shows, movies, travel, hike. Has a 4.5-year-old rescue Labrador. And since we're doing surprise cards, she thought it would be nice to send this one, which depicts India in the raw, natural way, agriculture in the heart of India. So Neeraja, I appreciate it. It is a great card. It's a great surprise card, and that's what I want. I want a surprise card. I don't want to know what's coming ahead of time, because when it gets here, what's the fun in that? If people reach out and say, you want to swap a card? Sure. Don't tell me what it is and don't show me the stamp. I don't need proof on it. I trust you that if you're willing to reach out to do it and I can swap with you, then that's great. All right, this one showed up. It is a beautiful envelope. Look at all the stamps on it. And I'm not going to show you what's in it until another time, but there's a sneak peek. And then this card, this one showed up, and it's from Hans in Germany, so I'll give you that much of a hint. All right, this one showed up from Linda in Georgia in the United States. We've got some stamps on there. She always kind of gives you a little hint of what's inside of it based on how she decorates the envelope. So that too is something that I will show you at a later date. I will show you this postcard that's in it. Nice train. It is a blank one, so I can send that off to somebody else. The rest of the stuff I will show you at a later date. And then the last one is another thing I'm going to wait to show you at a later date too. This comes from Beck's in England. Beautifully decorated and all sorts of goodies inside. You can see that there are postcards in there. So not all the things that I'm saving to show you in these piles are stamps, and they're not all postcards. They might be a mixture of both, and they might be 2 videos more to show you all that content. It might be 3, I don't know. It is going to depend on when I finish work throughout the week, when I get to actually show you the contents of those. So you're going to have to be patient and wait. They are going to be good, and thank you, Bex, for this envelope. It means a lot, all the stuff that's in here. I've gone in and had a look at it too. There's some cool stuff in there. I really appreciate that. So you guys are gonna have to stick back to watch in the future videos to see which cards she sent inside that. And then to everybody else who has sent all these cards, thank you so much. I've reached out to you to let you know if I've received them. I've also registered all the cards, so that's fantastic. That's done. Now I gotta get this video edited and out to you guys so you can enjoy it. And then tomorrow, getting up early, it's That Dad Guy Answers tomorrow. So remember today to get your questions in. The video might come out a little later because we've got a basketball game in the morning when I normally would do this video. So I probably won't get it out until after all that is completed. So you might have a little bit more time in the morning to get your question in if you haven't gotten it in tonight. But please get it in soon so I can answer your questions on That Dad Guy Answers. And then Sunday is the day that I normally write all my postcards. I hope to still do that and do a video out, but because I'm working on Sunday, it won't be in the morning. It'll have to wait till after I've gotten all my work done before I can sit down and do that too. So it's going to be a busy weekend, so hopefully you guys have a little patience with me that my videos aren't coming out at the normal times that they would regularly do on the weekends. But that's just the way things go around Christmas time. We have to have to adjust. So thank you so much for watching, and have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?